Yo, what's going on, guys? DJS here, bringing you guys another Movie Monday, and this week I'm going to cover Wreck-It Ralph. And this is over some Black Ops 1 gameplay, not Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 1. Kind of crazy. This is an older gameplay that I had. It was a 100+ kill game. I died a lot, though, but still I had like 100 and something kills, so figured I'd go ahead and use this. I never did use this. This is one of the first games that I actually was going to post on my channel. And I never ended up using it, so I just found it on my hard drive, and I was like, oh, dude, I might as well do this. But this week's Movie Monday is going to cover Wreck-It Ralph. There's 4 main characters in this movie, and I'm going to show those right here. All right, so here you go. There's Ralph on the left, there's Vanellope on the bottom, and Fix-It Felix on the right, and then I don't know the other chick's name in the background. But the voice actors of these people I'll get into in a second, they're all, like, if you heard the voices, you would recognize who they are. In the movie. So Wreck-It Ralph is John C. Reilly. He's the voice, and he is man, he is just awesome. If you've never seen Talladega Nights, he was one of the dudes in Talladega Nights. Obviously, the other one being Will Ferrell. Step Brothers as well. I just love that dude. He's so friggin' hilarious. So it was kind of funny hearing his voice and seeing him as this big brute when he's just kind of a goofy-looking older white dude in real life. The chick, the blonde chick in the background. I don't know her name in the movie, but it's kind of like she plays a role as kind of like somebody that's in a Halo sort of style game in the movie, and that's the voice of Jane, whatever the hell her name is. I think she's a real life lesbian, but she is a lesbian. My wife confirms, but she's hilarious as well. She's been in a lot of good movies. 40-Year-Old Virgin is one of them. She's been on Glee and like just a crap ton of other TV shows. And then the voice of Vanellope, which is crazy, the little kid in the movie, that is actually Sarah Silverman, which if you don't know who that is, she's a foul-mouthed like actress, like comedian more of, I guess, than actress, but she dated, I think, Jimmy Kimmel back in the day, but she has such a foul mouth, so it was such a crazy transformation to see her play this sweet, innocent little child in this movie. It's just total mind fuck. And like, if you would have if you wouldn't have guessed that it was actually her voice, because she does actually a really good job, which is just crazy to say. But anyway, and the last person is Kenneth. The Fix-It Felix guy is Kenneth from The Office, dude, and that guy is hilarious as shit too. 30 Rock, not The Office. Sorry, my wife is listening to me do the commentary, which is nerve-wracking. But yeah, but she's right. From 30 Rock. Why did I say The Office? Anyway, Kenneth is just hilarious, dude. I love that guy. And right here, I'm actually playing Demolition. If you guys can catch on to this, but the premise of the movie is pretty simple. I mean, if you've seen the preview of the movie, it's Wreck-It Ralph is the big brute enemy kind of bad guy villain in the movie, and he doesn't want to be a villain anymore. He wants to be a good guy. But how can you be a good guy if Fix-It Felix is a good guy? There always needs to be a villain in the movies, so to speak. But so at first, like when I first saw the preview, I was like, oh, all right, it seems like, I mean, you never know how these movies are gonna go. If they're gonna be like super kid-like, or if they're gonna have like kind of a mass appeal to them. And this movie, in my opinion, definitely has mass appeal. Like when I ended up watching the movie, I was really pleasantly surprised. It was 1,000 times better than I thought it was going to be. One thing that was kind of cool, if you saw in the previews, they had like Zangief in there and like M. Bison from like Street Fighter, and it's pretty crazy that they ended up getting Capcom. And I don't know what their affiliation is to Disney, because Disney is actually the one that made the movie, but they ended up getting some of the other characters from other movies and stuff or from other games in the movie, which I thought was really cool. It kind of gave it like an official feel. Some of the character villains in the movie were like real from other games. Some of them I didn't recognize. There's also some other ones in the movie, like Qbert. If you guys probably don't know who Qbert is, but when I was a kid, I used to play Qbert all the time, and so it was cool as hell to see Qbert in the movie. And I don't know, man, it just have a little bit of a retro and nostalgic feel to the movie was awesome. The other thing that I thought was cool is that I'm not sure how much you guys are actually going to be able to relate to the movie, because I'm not sure in this day and age how many people have been to arcades or not. But back when I was a kid, like and even a teen or whatever, I mean, going to the arcade was awesome. We didn't have awesome home systems. Like Nintendo was like the one that bridged the gap where they had games in the arcade as well as games that you could play at home, and it was the same exact game. I remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's TMNT 2 actually, which is the one that was on Nintendo, was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade version. First like 4-player like awesome game. Then they had an X-Men game, and then they had like a Simpsons game, and all three of those were like 4-player or more in the arcade, side-scrolling awesomeness, and like having those in the arcade was awesome. To be able to go with your friends and play some of those games. I have no idea how that guy just ended up knifing me. I was like, what the shit just happened there? But anyway, so yeah, so like the arcade was a kind of a time of the past. I think nowadays, I don't know if however many people actually go out to the arcade to play some of the games, but or the games that they do, they're all just like virtual simulation games of, you know, riding in cars or driving cars or whatever I mean, and dancing games and stuff like that, or guitar games, just anything in the arcade versus just playing some of the games that you would like. Another big one was Tekken and Street Fighter. It was a huge arcade game, but regardless, the premise takes place in an arcade, and Wreck-It Ralph is one of the games in the arcade. So I don't want to put out, and look at this guy knife me again. I was like, what in the hell? This guy's just running around batshit crazy knifing. I don't know how he's successful at doing it either. Like this sneaky little bugger. But I don't want to leave too many spoilers for you guys. You guys can go watch the movie yourselves. I highly recommend the movie. To go over a couple of the things, the acting in the movie, it's really hard to go over acting because it's their voice acting. I mean, obviously they don't have to be there in person. They could all record at different times, so be it whatever their schedules will allow. But voice acting wise, I'd have to say it was good. I mean, I'd give it an 8 or a 9 for sure. Just you can't really give it a full on number because it's just voice acting versus actually in person. As for the plot, I would actually give the plot a 10. I thought the plot was really well put together. There was parts of the plot where I was just totally like taken aback, and I was really surprised on how it ended up turning out. Some of the parts on how they're able to transfer from like game to game and stuff like that, it was just pretty clever in my opinion. So between that and the whole idea of a villain wanting to be a good guy, it's not necessarily a new idea, but the way that they put it together was really genius in my opinion. The effectiveness of the film, I'd give it like a 9 or a 10, just because it was really like heartwarming, believe it or not. Like it's something that I wouldn't have expected, and Vanellope is such a cute little character in the movie. You definitely feel for her, and you feel for Wreck-It Ralph as well. But really, I think Vanellope is the one that like definitely wins over the movie, just because she's so darn cute, and just like kind of a bratty little like kind of kid character, but she's just, I don't know, just mass appeal to what she brings to the table. And it's still really crazy to me that the voice acting of that is that one Sarah Silverman chick. It's just crazy. Visually, that's the only thing I think that actually lacks a little bit in this movie, and I'm only saying that when like last week, if you didn't see my video, the first one was for Life of Pi, and visually Life of Pi like was a 10. This one, I mean, I'd have to probably give it an 8 for visuals, just because I mean it's a video game, and some of the characters in it are nostalgic retro video game characters, and I mean Wreck-It Ralph itself is an 8-bit like graphics like arcade game, so visually I mean it's on point for what it's supposed to be, but it's not anything where you're gonna go like, oh wow, this is amazing, you know. There were some parts of the movie that was actually pretty well put together, but for the most part, I mean it is what it is, and they couldn't have done it differently to make it better, but so I guess what I'm saying is what they did fit the format. It just wasn't something that was like gonna set the tone for the movie like what Life of Pi did for that movie. And if you missed that movie review, check the playlist in the description. I'll have all of my future movie Mondays on that. But let me know if you guys want to see any other movies coming up in the future. I definitely recommend this movie. I mean, it would definitely probably get a full 9 out of 10 again. Just an all-around awesome movie. And right here you can see the chopper gunner action going in right now from Black Ops 1. God, I miss this thing, dude. This thing did just wrecked havoc. The VTOL warship or whatever it is in Black Ops 2 just sucks comparison. And even that, this is just a chopper gunner, not even the gunship. I mean, these guys, they just spawn and it was such an easy kill. Black Ops 2, its feel is totally different in my opinion for stuff like this. So I don't know, maybe that's just me. But it was kind of nice to be able to do a throwback video of some older gameplay. I think I actually, and if you didn't know, obviously kill streaks don't stack in Black Ops 1, and I missed out on my opportunity right there to get a gunship. But I think this is pretty much the end of the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick commentary. Have a good one, and check back for more content. I definitely will have more TNT tomorrow, and then I'll have some random gameplays through the week. Thanks for watching. And I only did the last half of this, but I won 113 in 22 with a plant and a defuse as well. Have a good one again, and peace.